Hi, Richard here at Jacana Productions. Today I'm going to show you how to repair the broken, burnt handle on a stovetop espresso maker. I guess you could do this with the big guy. I have a couple of these little guys that we use. They come with names like Bialetti, I think. They're made of aluminum, and they're pretty nifty little things, but the handles always seem to melt off. At least the ones we have, the handles are all melted off. We used it on a gas range, which I think is probably bad. You meant to use a little plate or something. Even on the electric range gets pretty hot, so I'm sure the handle melts off. So I'm going to show you how to replace the handle with a simple piece of copper tubing, and at the same time I'm testing out a new gadget here and seeing if I can record this entire tutorial on this little iPad gadget in front of me and edit it too. See, basement, we have two of these stovetop coffee makers. Here's one. You can see I've used a piece of strapping to repair it with. This is like a strap you'd use to strap wood together. It's kind of a building material thing. And I just cut a little groove over there, and all you're doing is you're basically taking the handle off and you're just putting a self-tapping screw into anything that acts like a handle. So that was my first attempt. And then I did a home plumbing project, and I got a whole lot of copper piping. And let's see if we can do this way because it looks better. And that's the end result. So it's a nice little copper which conducts heat. I don't know. Do you want it to conduct heat? I don't know. It's certainly, if you don't put this thing to one side and have this over the heat, if you have this off the hot part of the stove, you certainly can just grab this and use this, which is kind of nice. This guy actually heats up a little bit more, obviously because there's more mass to this piece of copper. And, probably you're going to get copper on your hands. But, that's the beauty of some kind of DIY hack. So, let's take this piece of crap off, and let's put this nice copper handle on this guy. So to do this modification, or should I say repair, you'll probably need an electric drill. You definitely will need an electric drill. You'll need a piece of copper tubing. You can buy this from the Home Depot, if you can find anybody to help you in that massive cavernous place. And you'll need some kind of self-tapping screw that you're just going to kind of screw in there. So the first thing you want to do, I believe, if I remember correctly, is well, the first thing I'm going to do here is actually cut the handle. So the handle I have on the other one is, I don't know, how long is that? 3 inches or something. I'm going to make a longer handle because long handles are cool. So I'm going to cut that and we'll take it from there. So here's a piece of tubing that we cut, filed down the edges. I have a vise. I mean, it's actually easy to do a vise. Before I didn't have a vise, so I basically had to squish down this edge here, and then that's how I managed to actually put the hole through it. But now I have a vise, I can keep it round, or at least somewhat round, and drill a hole straight through it. So what I did was, you take this thing off, and you'll see it's kind of, this is where the plastic fitted in. And you'll see I basically drilled a hole all the way through. God, the light is so bad here. Okay, this is the only way I can do it. I drilled a hole all the way through that little piece of metal. Now you've got the hinge in there, so you've got to just don't drill, obviously, through the hinge, so you have to, let me just hold this up here. God, this is such a... So basically, if you can see there, that's where I drilled the hole, and you can see the hinges behind it. So you don't drill through the hinge, because then your top will fall off, and you can use this without a top, but then it gets messy. So that's what I did. I drilled a hole through there, and that was existing hole I drilled before, but you need to drill a hole through there. And then I'm just going to drill a hole over here, through here, small hole, with a small drill bit first and a bigger, and then put a nut or a bolt or any kind of screw I can get in there, and there you have it. Folks, this video is live, hence the haphazard nature. What I noticed is that there are two pins. If you look at this guy, there's the pin, there is the little pin over here for, for this hinge lid. Then there's the old pin, which I'm actually going to take out, the handle used. You could use this pin for something, I'm sure. If you had a really thin piece of metal, you could actually just take this pin out, drill a hole, and then push it through. I'm opting to take this out, and I'm drilling a bigger hole through this so I can get a nice nut and bolt on the top. Alright, here's the final product. Maybe I can get this thing to freaking focus. Focus. There you go. So, wow. I used a suitably long nut, and I used a locking washer there, and a bolt. And there you have it. There it is, and it's all its glory. So you can see how it's sneaking past that guy. And I mean, I made this handle kind of a little bit long, but anyway, here's a book I'm reading. You wouldn't think I was reading this, would you? How uneloquently I speak. Right, so here we have it, folks. Let's go and get the money shot. You know what I'm saying, eh? Here we have it. Here she is in operation. We're going for the money shot here. One thing I also noticed is this guy is a little bit in the way when you open it up. So you might want to file it down a little bit, or use a bolt or a nut that has a head. Sorry, a bolt that has a head that's a little bit thinner. I could actually file this thing a little bit, but it's fine. It actually you just got to push it a little bit. Here I am with the iPad mini waiting for the money shot. Probably 2 or 3 minutes. We should get it. Much like some of you ladies' boyfriends. Just joking. 2 minutes and he's off like a rocket. No. Okay, so there you have it. And it actually looks pretty cool. I don't know. I think it looks cool. Look at that. Nice long handle. Of course, if you live in a tiny, cramped apartment in New York City, I mean, this rod is probably going to take up the whole of your apartment, so you wouldn't want to do that. But if you're living in the sprawling metropolis of Colorado here, Boulder, then you probably have a cabinet you can fit this in. Or you could hang it up, put a hook on there, hang it up somewhere, and I don't know. Very, very crude, rough handle, looks nice, and there you have it. Let's wait for the money shot. Guys, here it is. Here's the money shot. Woo! Look at that. I mean, is this legal? Is this actually legal on YouTube? Can we show this? I'm not sure. Oh, whoopsie daisy, ladies. There we go. Off like a rocket. It's been another useless, informative video from Jacana Productions. One last thing. How is he going to consume this? Well, I'm actually going to use some coconut milk. Throw that shot in there. Bob's your auntie. Some kind of weird, new age latte with coconut milk. Actually tastes pretty good.